Welcome to another week of Benzinga Crypto. If you guys don't know me already, producer Aaron here checking in with you guys again. And of course, joined with me, as always, is the lovely Catherine Ross, pointing the right way. Hey, what's up, Catherine? How are we doing?
All good. Thank you, Aaron. I am super excited about today's show because we have not one, but two guests, high-profile guests to talk all things crypto. Yeah, for sure. And I don't think we have a lot of time, so we can just dive right into it. And then I'm sure, Aaron, everybody knows you from the chat because they...
Oh, yeah. Chat loves me, I assume.
Yeah.
Hopefully. I hope you guys love me. Throw me a 1 if you like me. Throw me a 2 if you're like, whatever.
Aren't you afraid to actually learn that?
No, I welcome it. It's me versus the internet. Totally fine with it.
Okay.
All right. So without further ado, yes, we do have two guests today. I'm not four, two guests today.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to cover the markets for just a short amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to talk to the chat just right before our guests show up. Thank you, Joe, for the one. I appreciate you, my guy. One question or not a question, more so, one person's comment, Master Gunner from Twitter. Yes, we do also stream on Twitter, so shout out to the Twitter community on this stream. Safe Moon is the evolution. Safe Moon.
Not too sure about that.
What do you think about Safe Moon, Catherine?
Well, Safe Moon got a huge spike back in the day, a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month, but it has actually, grown to have a bit of controversy because of the product. So I would caution you, just make sure that you have studied and researched the use case and that you can trust that coin. It's definitely has its ups and downs in terms of price. And I would say that this is the sort of the investment that you do during the hype, but not the coin that you would like to hodl, I'd say. This is my personal opinion.
So, Catherine, what is the coin to hodl?
That's a good one. Oh, by the way, I got a comment that I laugh too much, so I'm trying to be as serious.
No, Catherine, we love your laugh, so ignore that comment.
You do, but that person on the internet,
we don't care about them, Catherine. We don't care about them. We love your laugh. You continue being you, and we're all good.
Yeah, that's actually true.
So, with our short amount of time before our guests show up, let's go into the markets and let's see, what kind of day we're having right now.
Yeah. So while you're putting, the heat map out there, so to answer your question, the coins to hodl. I can't pronounce it any other way right now. So the coins to hodl is the coins that bring value to the ecosystem, that have an amazing product. Coins that we have already heard of multiple times. And I'm not saying that because they're my investment choice. I'm just saying that during last show we heard Phantom. We have heard a couple of times Solana. We have heard about Chainlinks. So these are the products that are going to here to stay. So this might be a little bit more stable investment. But looking at the markets right now, it's much more red than I expected. Actually, Solana is out there doing good, the one that I've just mentioned. But let's talk just a little bit about what kind of analysis we have had. There is a very popular on-chain analyst, Willy Woo, which is a cool name. He has been around for a very long time. And he said that he still believes that we're gonna reach $200,000. And I know you guys have been asking about why we're talking about Bitcoin only, but I'm not talking about Bitcoin only. I mean, there is a direct nice pop-up. There is a direct correlation between Bitcoin going up and the rest of the market going up. I have not seen it, either way. Like Bitcoin is going up and the rest of the market is going up in one way or another. Not everybody, but just in general, it's up. So I think it's safe to say that it means that the crypto market is going to go up. But according to Willy Woo, he's not sure that we're not going to have yet another dip or even a couple of dips till the rest of the year, but he's pretty sure that it's gonna reach $200,000. But keep in mind that his previous prediction for 2021 was $300 to $400 by the end of the year. Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off here. Just a quick question that popped to my mind, right? So,
Mhm.
so Bitcoin, what did we open this year with? What was Bitcoin's price?
Oh, geez,
We can check. We can
2021.
check that. We can check
Yeah,
that.
I don't remember.
So
There
let's
have
see.
been
1 year.
so
Actually,
many events. I forgot my own name.
okay.
I'm not even sure what day it is anymore.
Okay, so in January 1st, 2021, Bitcoin was at $32,000.
Mhm.
My question that I was just thinking as you were talking was what were the analyst price predictions for Bitcoin back in 2020? Did we hit those targets? Are we on pace to kind of, are we following trend to hit these price targets that these analysts are putting out
Yeah.
by the end of this year?
Well, as we have discussed previously, we had in December 2020, we have Guggenheim Partners putting Bitcoin up to $600,000
Oh,
levels.
wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in 2021, we also had, I think, JP Morgan analyst note that said that Bitcoin is going to go as high as $150,000 in 2021. So we definitely did not hit one of those levels.
No, yeah, exactly. And
Yeah,
we're definitely not anywhere close to
yeah.
hitting any of these price targets or analyst rating or analyst predictions this year. And I'm skeptical, but I want to, I want to be positive on the outlook of Bitcoin
The truth
because
is,
yeah.
sorry, go
No,
on.
go for it. I'm so sorry.
The truth is that I'm not sure what kind of catalyst we are supposed to have to reach that goal. What kind
Hmm.
of event may prompt the price to go that high? Well, actually, Willie Woo attributed a lot of the sell-off of the recent sell-off to Elon Musk, obviously, and to his
Hmm.
announcement that Tesla won't accept Bitcoin anymore, which he reversed over the weekend. I mean, not reversed entirely. He just said that when he sees that Bitcoin mining uses at least 50%, at least 50% of the mining is used using
Hmm.
renewable energy, the BTC payment will come back, which sort of prompted the recent upward movement that we're seeing right now. But I'm not sure what kind of an event, even El Salvador's legal tender, did not influence the price that much. So I'm not sure what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we did just have Jim in the studio. He did
Ooh.
disappear on us. So I was just as I was about to pull him. Oh, here he is. Okay, so guys, let's get on to our first interview here with us today. Who we're gonna have for you now is a Catherine. Please introduce him.
Jim Wen, Six Clovers startup that has just announced major news today. And Jim, I hope that I'm pronouncing your surname correct.
We'll ask him right now.
Yeah.
Yes, it's Jim Nguyen.
Nguyen. Okay. Is it?
Nguyen.
Yeah,
Okay.
we were sort
Interesting.
of consider. Is it Vietnamese? Am I correct?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
Vietnamese.
Yes, I guess everyone. First of all, hi, we're so excited to have you on the show. And we did just publish an article saying that you're launching a company, right? It's going to be a cross-border payment platform. But the first question that I'd love to start with is, why did you decide to leave PayPal in the first place?
PayPal is an amazing company, and I was working in the business development group and heading up their digital services. I left PayPal to join a cryptocurrency exchange, OKCoin.
Wow.
And so I was helping OKCoin launch in the US, Latin America, and Europe. So it gave me an opportunity to dive really deep into the crypto space, working in exchange. So that was my reason for leaving PayPal.
Am I correct to say that you just got interested into the cryptocurrency industry and that's why you left? So something that is more into the cryptocurrency space sort of attracted you?
The answer is yes, but also, my team and I also launched the cryptocurrency projects for PayPal in 2014. So, in the first foray, and so we've been, my team and I have been involved with crypto for a while. But then, the team at OKCoin was amazing. It is amazing, and I decided to join OKCoin.
Okay, then tell us more about Six Clovers, please. When and why did you decide to launch it, and what kind of business model it has, and who
Okay.
can use that?
All right. Let's start with the why. So today there's more than $2.5 quadrillion being moved across the globe. That's with Q, quadrillion dollars.
Impressive. Yeah.
It's an insane number. Though that money in different currencies runs on existing payment rails, whether you're an ACH in the US, SEPA in Europe, or international using SWIFT, right? The process is multiple days, particularly cross border. It takes multiple days to get from your sending bank to your destination. And as you know, money is time and time is money, and your money is basically locked in the system. So that's the genesis of why we wanted to start, because we want to be able to give people instant access to our funds. For example, today, when you send an email, I will get it within seconds. When you refresh a web page, you'll get it in a couple of seconds. Why does it take you, a couple of days to get money that's sent to you? So that's the whole idea of getting to here. And we are basically really leveraging the existing ecosystem, existing technologies in the DeFi space to build a payment network. So our payment network is native on the blockchain and enables instant payments and instant settlement across the globe. So if you send from here in the US to Europe, it takes 2.5 to 3 seconds. Our platform is built on the Algorand network. Algorand blockchain, and the Algorand blockchain is one of the fastest out there, and it's backed by a team that's been in the space for a long time, and so that's the overview of our payment network.
Okay, Aaron, would you like to ask questions?
Yeah, absolutely. So Jim, you said in a PR that the infrastructure developed by the firm solves many of today's challenges with domestic and cross-border payments. How exactly does it do that? Could you provide some examples?
Okay. The first example is there are three. There's the speed, there's transparency, and there's the cost. We solve all of those with our solution today. First is speed. Speed, as I mentioned, it takes 2 to 3 days to send cross-border payments. Mm-hmm. Our solution based on Algorand takes about 2.5 to 4 seconds at any given time. So when I click send, you'll get it by the time you refresh your screen, right? The second is transparency. Today, when you send money from your bank to, let's say, South America, Europe, Asia, wherever it is, you really don't know where it's at. You just assume and hope it's going to get there within 2 or 3 or 1 day, right? Mm-hmm. So, as you know, with blockchain today, when you send a transaction, there's an ID code. You can go and check the status. Full transparency. And it's not only transparency just for the sender and receiver, but it's also transparency for the regulators and the compliance folks around as well, right? Today, there's a lot of reporting software that's tailored to pull information out, and sometimes it's very siloed. With blockchain technology, everything is on chain. In terms of transaction, we keep all the payment transaction data, all the privacy stuff, all that's completely hidden. The only thing we show is, hey, this sender sent to this receiver, was received. So that's transparency. Third is cost, right? Depending on where you are across the globe, if you're in a hub between New York and London, then you can send yours. It's relatively cheaper. Mm-hmm. If you're sending from a smaller city to a smaller city across the globe, then it has to jump across multiple intermediaries, and because of that, each time someone takes your money and passes it on to the next intermediary, they take a little piece of it. So there's a lot. It takes anywhere between, I believe, 2 to 5% of the money that you transfer is how much it costs. With blockchain technology and on the Algorand network, again, it's below a penny to send a transaction.
Wow. And
I was gonna be the devil's advocate, but you've actually addressed a couple of questions I was gonna ask. But anyway, first of all, are all digital assets available on your platform? So I can send Ethereum to I don't know, from Russia to Canada instantly.
Yeah. That's a great question. So our system is not designed to send digital assets. Mm-hmm. It's designed to send digital currency, particularly stable coins, right?
Oh, okay.
So We don't move BTC. We don't move Ether. We use specifically regulated stablecoin, and our system today supports USDC. So it needs to be pegged, right? So if, for example, if I send you one BTC, it could be a higher amount or a lower amount by the time you receive it. With a stablecoin, as you know, it's backed by $1. So when you get that one USDC, you get that one USDC, right? So it's a stablecoin, it's regulated, and we think that these are some of the breakthroughs in the blockchain ecosystem to enable services like this. Is you have to have a stable crypto asset to be able to send. So it's based on stablecoin.
Okay, then a couple of follow-ups. So this platform is legal everywhere. So you know what I'm saying? Like I can use it from any point in the world.
Great question. We are a technology provider, and all the regulations and all the compliance still have to be abided by the sender and the receiver. So here, an example is I send you some money. They have to check, does Jim have enough funds in his account? Is he AML? Is he KYC? All the legal checks have to go in place. Is he on a list? Want to list somewhere? All the KYC, AML, and sanction lists have to be screened by the sender. And then once they decide that, hey, now everything is clear, we send it on the Rapid network, which is the product, right? Previously, they, the sender had the option: do we want to use domestic ACH, regional SEPA, SWIFT? Well, there's another option now, which is instant, right? It's instant settlement using Rapid. So yes, we're a technology provider.
So if I send one USDT to someone else, then that person and that person's USDT is subject to local tax regulation, right? So it depends on the country.
Yeah. So it's I'm not sure about the tax of receiving money, but it's an account-to-account transfer, so there's no tax. So it's my account to your account, so there's no tax. It's very similar to how we send money today.
My last question, because we are running a little bit of time. What is your business model if you don't take any charges for any transfers and wires? What is the business model?
Oh, we do charge. We charge a transaction fee for each transaction through our network. But the net amount is significantly lower than what you experienced today sitting on existing rails.
Okay, thank you. Aaron, do we have any questions from the chat?
Unfortunately, no questions from the chat at this time, but guys, I will drop a link to an article that we did on 6 Clovers in the chat as soon after this. Jim, thank you for joining us. It was a pleasure talking to you, and we are excited to follow 6 Clovers in your guys' journey.
For sure.
Before you leave, you want to leave our audience, with a quick tidbit on how to reach you or where they can kind of find you and follow your journey?
Announcements, stuff like that.
Sure. You can reach me at jim@6clovers.com for any questions.
Okay. Awesome.
Short,
Okay. Thank you for your time.
Short and sweet. Exactly. Thank you so much, Jim. Have a great day.
All right. Bye.
Great. That was a great interview. Great guy. Very excited about that, new technology that's going to be in place by Jim, solving a lot of real-time issues.
Do we have another guest?
Yes, we do. And guys, yes, with our second guest of the day, guys, we did promise you guys 2 guests today. And so today, who do we have up next, Catherine?
We have Bill Herrmann, co-founder and CEO of Wilshire, Phoenix. And we're going to talk about a lot of things.
We're going to talk about it all, exactly. And so to talk more about that is the man himself, Bill. How's it going? How are you doing?
Hey guys, how's it going? Thanks for having me.
Of course, pleasure to have you.
Excited to have you. Yeah, so I'm just gonna start this interview because I have a lot of questions and not a lot of time. Bill, you have worked at BNY Mellon, right, for over 10 years.
That's right.
So why did you decide to take the leap and launch your own company?
I just didn't like it that much there anymore, so sure to change something. No, they were great, and they're actually partners with us on our new on one of our new ETFs that's non-crypto related, but it's a gold ETF, and BNY is a partner of us, and and it's really pretty cool to have be working somewhere for so long, and kind of have them partnered with us as a service provider on the transaction. It's really it's really it's hard to find the words, but sometimes I actually don't think about it that often because we're so busy on doing a lot of things. But it's it's pretty cool to have worked there for so long, and then have that participating on our first ETF. So that's pretty cool. I think I know the real reason I loved it there. It was just I was going to NYU at the time, and being sort of overly ambitious, I was taking I think too many classes, and I had I was running dealing and trading over there, and it was just a lot to kind of do. It was not, I don't think there's any 9-to-5 job that exists, but I certainly did not have one there, and I was either going to class late or I remember one time I was and this is when my wife just had it. I flew in. I can't even make this up. I flew back from Green Bay on Valentine's Day, and it wasn't even Green Bay. It was somewhere obscure in Wisconsin, and I flew back in the snow and then went right to class, and then kind of forgot it was Valentine's Day. And then walked in and was like, "Hey, how was your day?" I'm like, "I'm kind of dead. I'm gonna catch some sleep." And kind of knew something needed to change there. But during that, I think so I had a lot of ideas in my head, and I think that was one of the main reasons of leaving, because I obviously could have pared back a class or something, but Wilshire Phoenix was already in the mind, even though it didn't have a name yet or any employees or anything like that. But I knew there was something else for me.
I'm going to leave all the difficult questions to Aaron. But no, that's a joke, because I have a follow-up. Well, you've mentioned your experience, and that's amazing, because my next question was actually about the business side of things a little bit before we dive into crypto. You are the co-founder and CEO of a company that has, I'm not sure, millions or billions of dollars under asset management, right? So what it takes to run a company like that. So we're looking for answers to people who are running their companies and struggling with them, or who are thinking about launching their own companies. So any business advice, what it's like?
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak to the actual amount we have under management, but I would say no matter if it's sort of crypto or in the traditional asset space, I would say one of the most important things is getting that experience first and foremost. It's not just about the experience on sort of how to do the job. It's a lot of getting those key relationships, because it's not like we could just call up Goldman Sachs and say, "Hey, you want to be on this deal with us," or JP Morgan or what have you. There's not a 1-800 number to call. So it's these pre-existing relationships. So, what I would say to, kids that are in college or what have you, even if, I would, especially what we're doing in sort of asset management and things like that, it's really key to, even if you're passionate about crypto, which we all are, is to, sort of get that traditional background first, because it all ties in anyway. And it doesn't really make sense to start a firm and focus on one asset class. That's the view that we take it, but few others do. So we act as traditional, and then alternative assets, i.e. Digital assets, for one. But I think it's a mistake there's 7,000 tradable securities on the New York Stock Exchange, and just to focus on one is I think a huge disservice, and it's just a mistake. I mean, even for just running a rational, if you're starting a hedge fund portfolio, what have you, I mean, you could have 60% of the thing in Bitcoin and put 40% in something a little bit less volatile. I think that is just my opinion. I mean, there's a ton of successful crypto specific hedge funds, but I'm not sure that they, I've heard some things on the street about their, because they're levered up as well too. So, and going in, and those guys don't have a lot of I'm not going to name any names, but they don't have that much experience to be managing that much money on the and they're not even, hedging it against futures. So, they might as well, the people who are investing in some of these crypto firms are better off just buying Bitcoin themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I confirm that statement.
Word on the street travels fast.
So I wanted to get into the site. So you guys have something really cool in the works, your Bitcoin commodity trust. I want you, if you don't mind, tell us more about that. Because according to the official site, your website, which I'll share right now, it's coming soon. The fund securities are currently in registration with the SEC. Tell us about the process of applying for a trust like that and how it would work if approved. And do you expect the SEC will approve it?
Well, I was just to say, hope is not a strategy. So we wouldn't file for something that we didn't think was going to be approved. Right. And this is not an ETF, and the SEC takes a much different approach on those types of products. And obviously, we went through the Wilshire went through the ETF process for about 2 years with the SEC. So I think it's pretty telling when we're not filing, right? I think the market should listen, right? When people say that, a Bitcoin ETF, and same can go for Bitwise too, who spent a lot of time in there. I'm not really sure what Van Eck is doing because they were right there with us and received the same feedback, and nothing has changed. And I think that some of the narrative that goes out on 2021, I mean, there's not a 0% chance of anything happening, but I'd give it a 99.99999% chance it's not happening in 2021. I'll tell you that. I mean, it's just not going to happen. And I can shout off legal reasons or just practical ones, but it's just not going to happen. I mean, we practically lived at the SEC for a year and a half, and we're not filing for a Bitcoin ETF. Just because the price of something goes up doesn't mean, I think all these, it's respectable institutions that too. And I think they just have a case of FOMO, like, retail investors often do. I mean, it doesn't cost them very much to file an S1. I mean, we could file an S1 on a Bitcoin ETF right now. It doesn't mean anything. It's just, I think I said in an interview last week, they're better off donating the money, because the real costs come when you sort of, you have three sets of lawyers, and you're traveling to the SEC, you're there for 4 nights, and you're meeting with different teams, different groups, what have you, and that's not cheap. It costs millions of dollars. So better off donating to, like I said, to Newsweek, charitable organizations. Maybe that's what they're passionate about.
To confirm your opinion, we just today received an announcement that SEC has postponed any decisions of any Bitcoin ETFs and any applications till uncertain time. Again, like it was just in today.
Really? Oh, okay. I've been actually, I actually didn't see that one yet, but that's
I'm sure you'll see that. So unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time, but I do have one more interesting question. So in October, I've researched your site. In October 2020, you published a note that is called Efficient Price Discovery in Bitcoin Markets, right? And in description, it says that you use the analysis with the similar methodology previously employed by the SEC Division of Economic and Risk Analysis to evaluate price formation. My question, I have two-part questions. First of all, was that efficient note efficient? Did it prove efficient? And would you use the same model today?
Absolutely. So I give a lot of credit to my team, especially Alex Chang and Will Kai for running the really difficult analytics behind that. There's nothing really that exists in the space, academic-wise or on the business-wise, that went as deep we did on the especially on the time intervals. A lot of the papers that come out are doing 15-minute on the trade size, trade count. We went by the minute or a couple minute. But there's nothing that we would change. And, it really, I mean, even using the SEC's own methodology, one of their key things is that the futures market leads on the approval of a commodities-based ETF. And it showed that the futures market typically leads the spot market. I think at a clip of around 70% of the time, which is a lot more than more traditional asset class like even silver or other commodities like oil, things like that have a more mature futures market. But yeah, I think that was one of the sort of definitely a key paper, and I think a lot of people or anyone that didn't get to view that, it's available on our, like I said, on our website. It's been published on a bunch of different academic journal sites and things like that. So I encourage people to give that one a read.
So with that model, what exactly did you find?
Yeah, so using the a bunch of different sort of casualty type methods and sort of just running, sort of seeing how the slippage usually goes and seeing the contribution between the Bitcoin reference rate, which is the CME's BRR, which is the same rate that Bitcoin futures are settled off of, and we found, and just we did the same practice with other asset class. This is a kind of a double blind to make sure our software is working perfectly. And we found that the especially using the Granger analysis and things like that, which is sort of a hallmark in the academic world, and mixing that with the SEC's own method. There's I don't think a better report on that subject exists.
My dear producer Aaron, do we have time for the final question?
Yeah, go for it. Absolutely.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on the current market and whether we're gonna reach the very promising goal of the on-chain analyst $200,000 or Tim Draper $300,000 this year?
I think these guys are out of their minds. No, I mean, I think we may hit those amounts. I don't know.
Maybe in the future,
or we may stay in this tight trading range between 30 and 40,000. But to come out with these grand proclamations, it's just stupid, and they need to stop. Guys like Mark Cuban too, pumping Dogecoin. I mean, Mark's claim to success is getting lucky one time and then goes on Shark Tank and everyone looks at him like he's God. Tim, good guy, met him before, but there's a fine line between you're causing people harm, and he may have been one of the reasons why the SEC just said, I don't know if I'm allowed to curse on here, but just F it, right? I mean, on this whole thing, because you have respected guys from the traditional space that are coming out just saying crazy things, right? It may, or I don't know, right? But is it really going to come to 300,000? If I had a bet, probably not. Will it ever? I think so. But to say something crazy like that in 6 months the price of Bitcoin is going to be at $300,000 and not leave any sort of fundamental reason why? I mean, are you just looking for a soundbite, guys? Because maybe they could you guys can have them on next week. I think maybe there's a maybe they didn't get their their sound bites in for the week or something, but maybe they can come in and talk about it. Or I'd love to go. I'd love to talk about it with them.
Yeah,
they make no sense.
That's what I said about those predictions, and my only opinion was that maybe they're trying to pump the coin as well.
Well, I mean, that's that's manipulation.
Fake it until you make it.
I really appreciate your take on that, Bill, because these analyst targets are so crazy, and I've honestly have been waiting for someone to just be like, yeah, they're fucking insane. And yes, we can swear. I'm gonna swear. Whatever.
We appreciate it a lot.
Definitely,
definitely
refreshing.
I mean, somebody needs to really and stand up for the investing community, the average person in the crypto market, because they see somebody like Draper or Cuban, and they come up with these crazy price targets of Dogecoin and and Bitcoin. I think it's completely different than Dogecoin, but Mark is pumping up of Dogecoin and then says the Mavericks are going to take it for the playoff tickets. I mean, that's price manipulation. If the SEC is going to do something, let's look into him. Because I'd love to see he says, oh, my kid holds it or something, and it's fun for him to hold it. Okay, Mark. Yeah.
No, that's great. I appreciate that take. That's going to make for a nice clip, and hopefully I can send that to Mark, get him on the show, and we can have you guys go at it together.
Yeah, he didn't respond to my tweet the other day, so maybe he'll respond to this.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. Let's make it happen. Awesome. So thank you so much, Bill, for coming on the show today. Really appreciate you providing more insight on Wilshire Phoenix and the upcoming Bitcoin commodity trust.
And your honest thoughts.
Yes, and your very refreshing, honest thoughts. Very appreciative of that.
Well, that's all you always got from me. So whenever you want to chat again, just let me know.
We're looking forward to having you one more time. We're gonna book you again.
Yes, 100%. And so before we leave today, how about you leave our audience with a bit of how they can reach you, where to go to reach you, or get in contact to find out more information, or anything like that.
Yeah, so just check out either Wilshire Phoenix or wilshirephoenix.com, or our fund and ETF page, wshares.com, and there'll be some more updates on the Bitcoin commodity trust listed there. The coming soon will change soon. That's that's language that's drafted by our counsel, and I'm not crossing my fingers back there. And there's a reason why I'm smiling, and I guess everyone else who filed today or filed
I see.
And
exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
send the announcement my way.
Will do.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you again, Bill. Hope you have a great rest of your day.
Yeah.
Same to you guys. Thanks again for having me.
Appreciate it. Awesome. What a great interview. I honestly, I appreciate the refreshingness of all of that.
And the honesty, yes.
Yeah, so we kind of did go a bit over the show, definitely 7 minutes past, which is fine, guys. We're fine. I'm going to send you No, they're not. I'm going to send them over to Biotech Buzz with the Biotech Queen Vivi herself. But before that, just want to rapid fire some chat comments. Favorite, what are you guys' favorite coins? I like Bitcoin, Ethereum. I like all the normal coins out there. I'm not a huge fan of the altcoins right now and the volatility behind those. Although, if you make your money, you make your money, Let's see what else. Ripple Rich. Thank you for the $10. You didn't have to do it. Super sticker. We love you. We love our community. We love the chat. You're awesome. Ripple Rich.
And can I address that favorite coins?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
It's not investment advice, but I do believe that Solana is contributing a lot to the ecosystem, and it's gonna blow up. And it's not because we have an interview with them coming this week. It's not because of that.
Oh, a little teaser for the week ahead, huh?
Yes.
Nice. Awesome. And then let's see, we got Ruel in the chat. What up, Ruel? If you guys didn't catch Ruel's report last night, you can watch it if you go on YouTube and search Ruel's report. He is on weekly every Monday with Hot Stocks Luke, the man himself. So shout out to you, Ruel. Nick, silver is money, money is silver. Yes, I agree.
Wow.
I agree. Happy Mohammed, one of my favorite chat mod. Huge help in the community, huge help in the chat. He says smash the like. You guys need to listen to Happy, smash that like, and
appreciate
that. Yes. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe already. And so with that, I do have to end the show because I do see producer Rohan in the studio, and I see that he is talking, and I'm talking really fast because I'm trying to end the show in time.
Sorry,
so I apologize for that. I'm trying to energy. But okay, awesome. I'm gonna end the show. You guys are great. Stay tuned for the Biotech Buzz right after this. You guys don't have to touch a thing; it'll redirect you automatically. And with that, we will see you on Thursday.
Thank you guys.
Stay fresh. Zinger Nation, we love you.